Hello and welcome to the Irish NFL show in San Francisco, brought to you in association with Dunes and Drams. And we are here, finally set up. The AV Club has been actually doing audio-visual work as we've been setting up for the first time in Irish NFL show history. We have the full table here on Radio Row. We have the banners behind us. We have all the microphones and cameras and the setup and the little Dublin football. Ben has gone on to get his little Dublin pin, but is also having a Super Bowl 60 pin out there as well. Craig is finally here, sitting between myself and Ben to make sure that a Patriots fan and a Seahawks fan don't get on top of each other and start giving the fisticuffs. But listen, we won't get too much into the week of the game because we have such an amazing week of content planned out to really preview the Super Bowl, but also talk about other things happening around the NFL. But Craig, this is your first time here in the setup and just seeing everything happening around Radio Row. For somebody who's never been here, try to describe it.
It's difficult. It's very overawing as soon as you walk in. But I guess the biggest thing to kind of describe it is you kind of have almost like an expo feel around, and then in the middle it's almost like a series of interviews, isn't it? Because not a lot set up at the moment. We're one of the only ones that are kind of done. It's a little bare, and it does feel a little bit, maybe speed dating might be a good way of looking at it.
I was actually, so all these tables here, I mean, like you could have a chat with somebody and be like, maybe I could talk about the Raiders for a living. I don't know. It's interesting because like there's an international flavor. I think there's people from Australia that's going to be set up beside us tomorrow. People from Mexico set up behind us. But Ben, you were just laughing about the fact that we're sort of in like the middle square. It's kind of like a sort of Disneyland for sports journalists here. We're in the middle square going on, but on the outside are these massive installations for. Give us a list as to who's here, because I haven't.
It's an impressive spread. Look, and for me, it's my first time here as well. Walking in, I was just taken aback. I just couldn't help but say, "Wow!" Like, and to see the work that's gone into it. I mean, we've got ESPN here, NFL Network, Bleacher Report have an arcade set up behind. Basically,
this is
the only way to
nuts.
describe.
We have to see what the hell they're doing there.
Skee ball machines. They've got that machine where you hit the hammer and try send the bell up the top. There's numerous here. FanDuel, Madden, everyone's here, and it's just impressive, you know. And as I said, when you walk in, and the only thing you can say is wow.
It's funny thing. It's just there's just little quirks about meaty things I was finding funny. I mean, firstly, the fact that they have got McAfee and Florio beside each other and two separate things. Once we come in, I just find kind of funny. We have the Bundesliga and La Liga there at the back, but like right beside each other. They haven't bothered separating like competing soccer leagues who are trying to sell where they're going on here. Be interested to know how much busier this will be tomorrow, because we're in a sort of convention center in downtown San Francisco. But tomorrow, and feel free to, if you have any questions you think might be good to ask any players, the New England Patriots or the Seattle Seahawks, let us know, because what happens is on the Monday night, the big sort of opening ceremony happens in San Jose, which if you know the geography of this part of the world, you know that's actually, it's quite far out. You're not going for like Dublin to Tala here. This is like, it's a good hour away to sort of get all the way to San Jose. Didn't mean to rhyme that.
It's a beautiful song.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I just this is almost sort of not necessarily an advice thing, but a callback from last year. I remember last year going to the media thing on the Monday, and it was in the stadium in New Orleans. This year it's not that case. We're just doing in another convention center, but just not here where the teams are actually staying, which is close to where the stadium is. But both teams came out with an entirely different vibe last year within the Chiefs and the Eagles. Like the Chiefs came out, and I think they were the first up, and there was a sense of that they had some paid fans there. And Travis Kelce's up there, and he's given the whole, you know, make some noise, whatever. 2 in a row already after winning, going for a third. You can get a sense that they were building themselves up to be, we're the team of destiny here. This is our show. And the Eagles are only up here to sort of make up the cast. And the Eagles came out and they were sort of quiet. And all the answers that they gave, no matter when you asked them, either on the Monday or throughout the week, were very much focused on the same couple of messages. They very much sort of control the controllables, whatever. They're kind of the same kind of, I don't know, cliches.
Treating it like a business trip almost, like.
But that was it. Like the Chiefs were rock stars coming in, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna make." And even just the way they were
deservingly so.
Yeah, no, yeah. But that's why. But the Eagles were like, "We're just gonna just do our job here." And look, that was the approach with one of the day. So I'd be very interested to know how the Seahawks and Patriots will come into this week. I don't know if there's a sense that either of these will have different mentalities based on the way their seasons have gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you look at...
Put that up. There you go. We're still learning.
I think that when you kind of have a look at what the Chiefs and what the Eagles had, that they've been there quite recently, whereas we're looking at two teams who haven't been there for a while. I think that we might see a little bit of like tready, lighty kind of thing, where they can be a little bit cautious. But it will be interesting to see how they come out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you think? I mean, the Seahawks aren't the kind of people who come out as rock stars. The Patriots, I know, like their way has been. They build up the whole we all we need. Vrabel saying Warriors, but the whole thing has just been, you shut up, focus on the game. Every time you ask Drake May, you try to give him praise. He either gives praise to somebody else or talks down about something of his own, one aspect of his game. Like, what is the personality of the Seahawks that we're going to see this week?
I love how we're turning around and saying that the Patriots haven't been here in a while and that they're maybe not used to being in this kind of situation.
Nobody in the current Patriots setup was there in Super Bowl 53.
It's a completely new team, and that's fair. But the organization itself is well versed in this whole ordeal. The Seahawks, yeah, I'd say are the edgier team. I mean, look, they're hard hitting. They'll tell you exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to go out and try to do that to prove it. So they're probably the edgier team. They're the big bad wolf in this situation, and they're probably a little bit more on schedule. We talked about in the AV Club last week. If Seattle came out and won their division this year, would people be surprised? Not particularly. I know it's very competitive, but for the fact that the Patriots are here, that I think they're a lot more humble, I guess, in a way that we're here and we're grateful that we got a great team and they're excellent. But the expectation wasn't there at the start of the year. So yeah, I see Seattle coming out and being, as I said, big bad older brother, and I think the betting odds and everything like that is playing in that favor. So yeah, that's how I see them coming out.
All right, well, it's funny. As we're recording this, it's a roughly 7 p.m. San Francisco time, which I've told both of you to stop telling me what time it is back home versus we landed here. What time is it now back home? Now that we're recording this, what's
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, listen, by the time you wake up, I'm sure we will be still doing our prep work for a great week of content. But let us know what you think. If you have any questions or anything you think what you'd like to get out of either the players or the sea of analysis that we're going to have across the course of the week, please let us know. And tell your friends, of course, at the Irish NFL show here in San Francisco, covering the Super Bowl for the first time properly with a full setup, but obviously for the 5th time as a show overall. But for now, thank you very much for listening to the Irish NFL show.